Hi, welcome to our channel Learn to Score. In this video, we discuss about pair of linear equations in two variables. The topics covered are the following: introduction to pair of linear equations in two variables, graphical method of finding solution of pair of linear equations in two variables, relation between coefficients and nature of system of equations, algebraic method of finding solution. Under that topic, we discuss substitution method and elimination method, and equations reducible to a pair of linear equations in two variables. Please subscribe to our channel for regular updates. If you like the video, please give it a like and also share the video with your friends. Thank you. Let's learn about linear equations in two variables now. Cost of 1 kg potatoes and 2 kg tomatoes is 30 rupees is a statement, right? This statement can be written as an algebraic equation. To do that, let's say that price of 1 kg potatoes is x rupees, price of 1 kg tomatoes is y rupees. Then the given statement can be written as x plus 2y equal to 30. That can also be expressed as x plus 2y minus 30 equal to 0, right? Perimeter of a rectangle of length x and width y is 100 meters is given. We know that perimeter of rectangle is defined as 2 times length plus 2 times width, right? It means this statement can be written as 2x plus 2y equal to 100. That can also be written as 2x plus 2y minus 100 equal to 0. Let's say that cost of 3 notebooks and 2 pens is 80 rupees. If I denote cost of 1 notebook using N and cost of 1 pen using P, then this can be written as 3N plus 2P equal to 80. That can also be written as 3N plus 2P minus 80 equal to 0, right? Now we can say that generic form for a linear equation in two variables is ax plus by equal to c, or that can also be expressed in the form of ax plus by plus c equal to 0, right? Where x and y are variables, a, b and c are real numbers. Please take a note of this. Now let's try to understand why pair of equations in two variables. Let's say that we are given a statement saying that sum of two numbers is 10. If I denote the numbers using p and q, then this can be written as p plus q equal to 10 or p plus q minus 10 equal to 0, right? Let's tabulate some data that satisfies this particular equation. That table can look like this. This is some of the data that satisfies this particular equation. One can write much bigger table. For example, when you have p equal to minus 2, q is 12, p is minus 1, q is 11, p is 0, q is 10, and so on, right? When you plot this data, you get a figure like this. The red color line is representing the equation in two variables, right? A linear equation in two variables is represented using a straight line in a 2D plane. Please note this. One point you have to note here is P and Q corresponding to any point on the line is a solution to P plus Q minus 10 equal to 0. It means if P equal to 0, then Q is 10. If P equal to 5, Q is 5. If P equal to 10, Q is 0. Like that, one can have many solutions, right? It means that only p plus q minus 10 equal to 0 doesn't point to a unique combination of p and q, right? For example, if I say that p and q are equal, this can be expressed as another linear equation, that is p minus q equal to 0, right? In that case, if you observe the table, you can say that 5 and 5 is the solution, right? So p is 5 and q is 5. Similarly, if I say that p is greater than q by 2, then this can be expressed as p minus q equal to 2. It means the solution we are looking for is 6 and 4, right? The point you have to note here is, along with p plus q minus 10 equal to 0, another linear equation in p and q is required to represent a unique combination of p and q. Otherwise, any combination of p and q that satisfies the given equation is a solution, right? If you want to have a unique solution, then you need to have another equation, another linear equation in the same variables, right? Let's consider another case. Cost of 3 notebooks and 2 pens is 80 rupees, right? We have said that that can be written as 3n plus 2p equal to 80, right? As we have seen, this equation alone is not sufficient to find price of one notebook and one pen, right? Because we have two variables n and p and only one equation. That is not sufficient. For example, if you consider another scenario where cost of 4 notebooks and 3 pens is 110 rupees, that can be expressed as 4n plus 3p equal to 110. Now we have two equations in two variables, right? One can solve this pair of equations now to obtain price of one notebook and one pen. When you solve them, you get price of one notebook equal to 20 rupees and price of one pen equal to 10 rupees. We'll see how to solve this as we go along in this video. The point we have to note here is when a linear equation contains two variables, we also need another linear equation in the same variables to obtain a solution. In other words, it can be stated as when two variables are involved, a pair of linear equations are required to obtain a solution. Please take a note of this. Let's learn about graphical method of finding solution now. Let's first see geometric representation of linear equation in two variables. Price of two pencils and one eraser is 10 rupees. If I denote price of one pencil using X and price of one eraser using Y, then this can be written as 2x plus y equal to 10. That can also be written as 2x plus y minus 10 equal to 0, right? Let's tabulate data of X and Y that satisfies this particular equation. You get a table like X equal to 1, 2, 3, 4 and Y equal to 8, 6, 4, 2. You plot this data so that you are getting a straight line as shown in the figure. Let's consider X equal to 2.5 and Y equal to 5. They intersect at a point that is falling on red color line, right? Let's substitute X equal to 2.5 and Y equal to 5 into LHS of the given equation, that is 2x plus y minus 10. When you do that and simplify, you get answer as 0, that is equal to RHS of the given equation, right? It means X equal to 2.5 and Y equal to 5 is satisfying the given equation, right? That's why we say that X equal to 2.5 and Y equal to 5 is a solution to the given equation. Let's now consider X equal to 2 and Y equal to 5. In that case, the point of intersection is lying away from the red color line, right? Now let's substitute X equal to 2 and Y equal to 5 on LHS of the given equation, that is 2x plus y minus 10, and simplify such that you get answer as minus 1, that is not equal to 0, right? It means that these two values are not satisfying the given equation. That's why we say that X equal to 2 and Y equal to 5 is an auto solution to 2x plus y minus 10 equal to 0. The point we have to note here is X and Y corresponding to a point on line 2x plus y minus 10 equal to 0 is a solution to the equation. Please note this. Let's consider few linear equations in two variables. 2x plus y minus 10 equal to 0. When you plot that, you get a figure like this. X minus y plus 2 equal to 0 is another linear equation in two variables. When you plot it, you get a figure like this. When you observe these two, what you can say is a linear equation in two variables is a straight line in 2D plane, right? It means when you have a pair of linear equations in two variables, you will have two straight lines in a 2D plane, right? Please take a note of this. Suppose you have two straight lines in a 2D plane. How they look like? The possible combinations or possible scenarios of pair of linear equations, pair of straight lines is the lines can be parallel lines as shown here. The lines can be intersecting lines as shown here. The lines can be overlapping lines as shown here. It means that when you have a pair of linear equations, then the lines corresponding to pair of linear equations in two variables can also exhibit the same behavior. Please note this. Let's now learn about geometric representation of pair of linear equations in two variables. Consider a pair of linear equations in two variables, that is 2x plus y minus 5 equal to 0 and 3x minus 2y minus 4 equal to 0. The first equation 2x plus y minus 5 equal to 0 can be written as y equal to 5 minus 2x, right? When you tabulate data, you get x equal to 0, y equal to 5, x equal to 1, y equal to 3, x equal to 2, y equal to 1, x equal to 3, y equal to minus 1, right? Now let's consider the second equation, that is 3x minus 2y minus 4 equal to 0. That can be written as y equal to 3x minus 4 divided by 2, right? When you tabulate data for x equal to 0 to 3, you get y equal to y equal to minus 2 for x equal to 0. When x equal to 1, it is minus 0.5. When x equal to 2, y equal to 1. When x equal to 3, y equal to 2.5, right? Let's plot these two tables. When you do that, you get a figure like this. As you observe here, the lines are intersecting, right? And the point of intersection is x equal to 2 and y equal to 1, right? It means x comma y equal to 2 comma 1 is the only common solution to this pair of equations. That is also called unique solution to the pair of equations, right? Since the solution exists, this system of linear equations are said to be consistent system of linear equations. Please take a note of this. When solution exists, we say that the equations are called consistent system of linear equations. Please take a note of this. Let's now consider another pair of linear equations in two variables. X minus y plus 2 equal to 0. X minus y plus 5 equal to 0. When you generate data for tabulate data for these two equations and plot, then you get a figure like this, right? The lines are parallel. We know that x and y corresponding to each point on x minus y plus 2 equal to 0 line is a solution to x minus y plus 2 equal to 0 equation, right? Similarly, x and y corresponding to each point on x minus y plus 5 equal to 0 line is a solution to x minus y plus 5 equal to 0 equation, right? Since the lines are parallel, they are sharing no common point. It means that there exists no solution for this pair of linear equations in two variables. Since the solution doesn't exist for this kind of linear equations, we call this system of linear equations as inconsistent system of linear equations. Please take a note of this. Let's consider another pair of linear equations in two variables now. X minus y plus 2 equal to 0 and 2x minus 2y plus 4 equal to 0. When you tabulate data for these two equations and plot the figure, then you get a figure like this. As you see here, the lines are overlapping, or sometimes you can call them as lines are coincidental, right? And the reason is this. When you rewrite the second equation, rearrange the second equation, you can write it as 2 times x minus y plus 2 equal to 0, right? The part in the bracket is exactly identical to the first equation, right? It means both the equations are same. That's why these two lines are overlapping. And we know that each point corresponding to the point of intersection of the lines is a solution, right? It means each point on these lines is a common solution to these equations, right? So we can say that this pair of linear equations have infinitely many solutions. Any x you take, corresponding y is a solution for this pair of equations, right? This system of linear equations are said to be consistent system of linear equation. The reason is that there exists a solution, right? And these are also called dependent set of equations. Please take a note of this. When you have infinitely many solutions, the system of linear equations are said to be consistent equations. At the same time, they are dependent set of equations. Please take a note of this. Let's summarize what we have learned just now. A linear equations in two variables is a straight line in 2D plane. And the pair of linear equations in two variables form two straight lines in 2D plane, right? They can be parallel lines as shown here. In that case, there exists no solution for the given pair of linear equations. and those equations are said to be inconsistent system of linear equations. The lines can be intersecting. In that case, you get unique solution for the given pair of equations, and those equations are said to be consistent set of linear equations. When the lines are overlapping as shown here, you will have infinitely many number of solutions for given pair of linear equations. The equations are said to be consistent because there exists solution for the given pair of equations. In the consistent set, the equations corresponding to overlapping lines are called dependent set of linear equations, whereas the equations corresponding to intersecting lines are called independent set of linear equations. Please take a note of this. Let's take a look at few application problems. Application 1. 5 pencils and 7 pens together cost 50 rupees, whereas 7 pencils and 5 pens together cost 46 rupees. Find the cost of one pencil and that of one pen, right? It is given that cost of 5 pencils and 7 pens put together is 50 rupees. If I denote cost of one pencil using X and cost of one pen using Y, then this can be written as 5x plus 7y equal to 50, right? The second statement given is cost of 7 pencils and 5 pens is 46 rupees. That can be written as 7x plus 5y equal to 46. Let's rearrange the first equation such that it can be written as y equal to 50 minus 5x divided by 7. And let's tabulate data for this particular equation. When x equal to 1, y equal to 6.43, when x equal to 2, y equal to 5.71, when x equal to 3, y equal to 5, when x equal to 4, y equal to 4.29, right? Now let's consider the second equation and rearrange such that it can be written as y equal to 46 minus 7x divided by 5, right? When you tabulate data for this particular equation, you get when x equal to 1, y equal to 7.8, when x equal to 2, y equal to 6.4, when x equal to 3, y equal to 5, when x equal to 4, y equal to 3.6, right? Let's plot these two tables together. When you do that, you get a figure like this. As you see here, the lines are intersecting, right? The point of intersection from the figure, you can see that x comma y equal to 3 comma 5, right? It means that cost of one pencil, that is denoted using x, equal to 3 rupees, and cost of one pen, that is denoted using y, equal to 5 rupees, right? Let's take a look at another application. Cost of 3 notebooks and 2 pens is 80 rupees. That can be written as 3n plus 2p equal to 80. And cost of 4 notebooks and 3 pens is 110 rupees. That can be written as 4n plus 3p equal to 110, right? We have shown these two equations earlier and given the solution without showing how to solve this, right? Now let's solve these two equations. Let us consider the first equation and rewrite such that it can be written as p equal to 80 minus 3n divided by 2. You tabulate data for that. When n equal to 8, p equal to 28. When n equal to 14, p equal to 19. N equal to 20, p equal to 10. N equal to 26, p equal to 1, right? Similarly, let's rearrange the second equation, that can be written now as p equal to 110 minus 4n divided by 3. For this, when you tabulate data, you get y equal to 26, 18, 10 and 2 for x equal to 8, 14, 20 and 26 respectively, right? So let's plot these two tables. You get a figure like this. As you see here, the lines are overlapping. Means the given pair of linear equations have unique solution, right? The point of intersection from the figure is n comma p equal to 20 comma 10, right? It means cost of one notebook, that is denoted using n, equal to 20 rupees, and cost of one pen is 10 rupees. Please take a note of this. Let's learn about relation between coefficients and nature of system of equations now. Let's quickly recall graphical representation of pair of linear equations in two variables. We know that generic form for pair of linear equations in two variables is written as a1x plus b1y plus c1 equal to 0 and a2x plus b2y plus c2 equal to 0, right? And we also said that pair of linear equations in two variables form two straight lines in a 2D plane. Those lines can be parallel lines as shown here. In that case, the given equations will have no solution and the equations are said to be inconsistent system of linear equations. The lines can be intersecting lines as shown here. In that case, solution will be unique for those equations, and those equations are said to be consistent system of linear equations and independent set of linear equations. When the lines are overlapping or coinciding, you will have infinitely many number of solutions for the given pair of equations, and the equations are said to be consistent but dependent set of linear equations. Please take a note of this. But now the question is, can coefficients of these equations relate to this? To understand that, now let's see what is the relation between coefficients and nature of equations. Let's consider a pair of linear equations in two variables, x minus y plus 2 equal to 0, x minus y plus 5 equal to 0. When you plot those two equations, you get a figure like this. The lines are parallel, hence they share no common point. It means no solution exists for this pair of linear equations, right? Let's compare the given equations with generic form for pair of linear equations in two variables. When you compare, you say that a1 equal to 1, b1 equal to minus 1, and c1 equal to 2. a2 equal to 1, b2 equal to minus 1, and c2 equal to 5, right? Let's take ratio of these coefficients. a1 by a2 equal to 1, b1 by b2 equal to 1, and c1 by c2 equal to 0.4. It means a1 by a2 equal to b1 by b2, but that is not equal to c1 by c2, right? When you have lines parallel, there exists no solution for given pair of equations, and the coefficients of these equations relate as a1 by a2 equal to b1 by b2, but that is not equal to c1 by c2. Please take a note of this. Let's consider another pair of linear equations in two variables. Those are 2x plus y minus 5 equal to 0 and 3x minus 2y minus 4 equal to 0. When you plot them, you get a figure like this. The lines are intersecting and they share one common point. It means there exists unique solution, right? Now let's compare the given equations with generic form for pair of linear equations so that you can say a1 equal to 2, b1 equal to 1, and c1 equal to minus 5, a2 equal to 3, b2 equal to minus 2, and c2 equal to minus 4. Let's take ratio of these coefficients. a1 by a2 is 0.667, b1 by b2 is minus 0.5, and c1 by c2 is 1.25. So now we can write a1 by a2 that is not equal to b1 by b2, that is not also equal to c1 by c2, right? When you have lines intersecting, the solution is going to be unique and the coefficients relate as a1 by a2 equal to b1, not equal to b1 by b2, not equal to c1 by c2, right? We don't really bother about the relation with c1 and c2, and we simply write a1 by a2 not equal to b1 by b2. When the lines are intersecting, the solution is going to be unique and the coefficients relate as a1 by a2 not equal to b1 by b2. Please take a note of this. Let's consider another pair of linear equations in two variables now. X minus y plus 2 equal to 0, 2x minus 2y plus 4 equal to 0. When you plot them, you get a figure like this. The lines are overlapping or coinciding, right? And we know that each point on these lines is a common solution to these equations. Hence, the pair of linear equations will have infinitely many number of solutions. Let's compare the coefficients of these equations with generic form for pair of linear equations. Then you say a1 equal to 1, b1 equal to minus 1, and c1 equal to 2, right? a2 equal to 2, b2 equal to minus 2, and c2 equal to 4. Let's take ratio of these coefficients. You get a1 by a2 equal to 0.5, b1 by b2 equal to 0.5, and c1 by c2 also equal to 0.5, right? It means a1 by a2 equal to b1 by b2 equal to c1 by c2. When lines are overlapping, you will have infinitely many number of solutions. In that case, the coefficients relate as a1 by a2 equal to b1 by b2 equal to c1 by c2. Please take a note of this. Let's take a look at an application problem. By comparing the ratios a1 by a2, b1 by b2, and c1 by c2, find out whether lines represented by the following pairs of linear equations intersect at a point, are parallel, or they are coincident. The equations given are 5x minus 4y plus 8 equal to 0, 7x plus 6y minus 9 equal to 0. When you compare these equations with a1x, the first equation with a1x plus b1y plus c1 equal to 0, then you can say a1 equal to 5, b1 equal to minus 4, and c1 equal to 8, right? Let's now compare the second equation with a2x plus b2y plus c2 equal to 0. So a2 equal to 7, b2 equal to 6, and c2 equal to minus 9. Let's take their ratio. A1 by a2 equal to 5 by 7, b1 by b2 equal to minus 2 by 3, and c1 by c2 equal to 8 by minus 9. It means a1 by a2 not equal to b1 by b2, that is also not equal to c1 by c2, but we don't really worry about that. When a1 by a2 is not equal to b1 by b2, we know that there exists unique solution for given pair of equations and the lines are going to be intersecting at a point, right? So to answer the question, we can say that the lines corresponding to the given equations intersect at a point. Let's take a look at another application problem. By comparing ratios a1 by a2, b1 by b2, c1 by c2, find out whether lines represented by the following pairs of equations intersect at a point, are parallel, or coincident. The equations given are 9x plus 3y plus 12 equal to 0 and 18x plus 6y plus 24 equal to 0. Compare these equations with the generic form for pair of linear equations in two variables so that you can say a1 equal to 9, b1 equal to 3, and c1 equal to 12. a2 equal to 18, b2 equal to 6, and c2 equal to 24, right? Take ratios of that. a1 by a2 equal to half, b1 by b2 is also equal to half, and c1 by c2 is also equal to half, right? It means a1 by a2 equal to b1 by b2 equal to c1 by c2. We know that when you have such a relation, the lines are overlapping and they'll have infinitely many number of solutions, right? So now to answer the question, we can say that the lines corresponding to the given equations are coincident. Please take a note of this. Let's learn about algebraic methods of finding solutions now. First, learn about substitution method to solve pair of linear equations. Solve 2x minus y equal to 5 and 3x plus 2y equal to 11 using substitution method. The first step of substitution method is we have to rearrange an equation such that one variable is expressed as function of other variable. Let's consider the first equation, that is 2x minus y equal to 5. Let's express now this. Let's rearrange this equation such that y is expressed as function of x. So it can be written now as y equal to 2x minus 5, right? The second step of substitution method is substitute value of variable y in the other equation and simplify. The other equation we have is 3x plus 2y equal to 11. So now substitute y equal to 2x minus 5 so that you get 3x plus 2 times 2x minus 5 equal to 11, right? You simplify it such that you get x equal to 21 by 7, that is equal to 3. The third step involved is evaluate the expression for y now to obtain the value of y. The expression for y is 2x minus 5, right? Now let's substitute x equal to 3 into this equation and simplify such that you get y equal to 1. So now we can say that x equal to 3 and y equal to 1 is solution to the pair of linear equations in two variables that are 2x minus y equal to 5 and 3x plus 2y equal to 11. Let's take a look at another problem using substitution method. Solve 2x plus 2y equal to minus 1 and 2x minus 3y equal to 12 using substitution method. Let's consider the first step, that is we have to rearrange an equation such that one variable is expressed as function of another variable, right? Again, let's consider the first equation, that is x plus 2y equal to minus 1. Now I am going to express x as function of y so that I get x equal to minus 1 minus 2y. You must have noted that in the previous problem we have expressed y as function of x, whereas here I chose to express x as function of y. Please take a note of this. The second step is now we have to substitute the value of variable x in the other equation and simplify. The other equation we have is 2x minus 3y equal to 12, right? Let's substitute x equal to minus 1 minus 2y into this equation and simplify. When you do that, you get y equal to minus 14 by 7, that is equal to minus 2, right? Now let's go to the third step. Evaluate the expression for x now to obtain the value of x. The expression for x is x equal to minus 1 minus 2y, right? Now let's substitute y equal to minus 2 into this equation and simplify it such that you get x equal to 3, right? It means x equal to 3 and y equal to minus 2 is the solution to pair of equations x plus 2y equal to minus 1 and 2x minus 3y equal to 12, right? Let's learn about elimination method now. Solve 2x plus 5y equal to 20 and 4x plus 2y equal to 24 using elimination method. The first step of elimination method is we have to make coefficients of a variable equal among the equations given. So the first equation is 2x plus 5y equal to 20 and the second equation is 4x plus 2y equal to 24, right? Let's now multiply first equation with number 2 so that it can be written as 4x plus 10y equal to 40, right? Let's write the second equation as is. Now if you observe, the coefficients of x in both the equations is same, right? That is equal to 4. This is what exactly we wanted to do as a first step. The second step is we have to subtract now one equation from the other. When you subtract, what you get is 8y equal to 16, right? It means y equal to 2. The third step involved is we have to substitute the value of y now into an equation. Let me consider 2x plus 5y equal to 20 and rearrange that such that it can be written as 2x equal to 20 minus 5y. Now let's substitute y equal to 2 into this equation so that you can get 2x equal to 20 minus 5 times 2, that is equal to 10, right? Since 2x equal to 10, we can say x equal to 5. Now x equal to 5 and y equal to 2 is the solution for given pair of linear equations in two variables. Those are 2x plus 5y equal to 20 and 4x plus 2y equal to 24, right? Let's solve the same problem but in a slightly different way now using the elimination method itself. The first step is we have to make coefficients of a variable equal. For that, what I'm going to do now is I'll multiply first equation with number 2 and second equation with number 5. When I multiply first equation with number 2, what I get is 4x plus 10y equal to 40. And when I multiply the second equation with 5, I'll get 20x plus 10y equal to 120, right? If you observe here, the coefficient of y in both the equations is same, that is 10, right? Unlike the earlier case where we made coefficients of x equal, here we made coefficients of y equal, right? One can do whichever is comfortable to them. And the next step is we have to subtract one equation from the other. When you do that, you get 16x equal to 80. It means x equal to 5. The next step is we need to substitute value of x now into an equation. Let us consider 2x plus 5y equal to 20. That can be written as 5y equal to 20 minus 2x, right? Let's substitute x equal to 5 into this equation such that 5y can be written as 10. It means y equal to 2. X equal to 5 and y equal to 2 is the solution for the given pair of linear equations. You see, whichever the way we have chosen, the final answer is same, right? Please take a note of this. Let's take a look at few application problems. Application 1. The larger of two supplementary angles exceeds the smaller by 18 degrees. Find the angles is the question. Let's assume that larger angle is x and the other angle is y. Then it is said that larger angle exceeds the smaller by 18 degrees. It means x is greater than y by 18 degrees, right? So we can write it as x equal to y plus 18. We know that sum of two supplementary angles is 180 degrees, right? It means x plus y equal to 180 degrees. Now we have two linear equations in two variables, right? Or in other words, we can say that a pair of linear equations in two variables are there. Let's solve these two equations using substitution method. X plus y equal to 180 degrees. In this, let's substitute x equal to y plus 18 and simplify such that you get 2y equal to 162. It means y equal to 81, right? Let's now substitute y equal to 81 into one of the equations, that is x equal to y plus 18. When you substitute y equal to 81 into this equation, you get x equal to 99, right? So now we can say that 99 degrees and 81 degrees are the supplementary angles we are looking for. Let's take a look at another application problem, that is application 2. The taxi charges in Hyderabad are fixed along with the charge for the distance covered. For distance of 10 kilometers, the charge paid is 220 rupees. For a journey of 15 kilometers, the charge paid is 310 rupees. Now we are asked to find what are the fixed charges and charge per kilometer. The second part is how much does a person have to pay for traveling a distance of 25 kilometers. Let's assume that x is the fixed charge and y is the charge per each kilometer. So the first statement says that for distance of 10 kilometers, the charge paid is 220 rupees, right? If I say a fixed charge is x and charge per each kilometer is y, then this statement can be written as x plus 10y equal to 220, right? The other statement given is for journey of 15 kilometers, the charge paid is 310 rupees. It can be written as x plus 15y equal to 310, right? Let's write that. Now we have a pair of linear equations in two variables, right? Let's solve these two equations to obtain value of fixed charge and charge per kilometer. Let's solve these two equations using elimination method. When you write these two equations and observe, you see that coefficient of x is same, right? That is 1. So we can now subtract one equation from the other. When you do that, you get 5y equal to 90. It means y equal to 18, right? Now let's substitute y equal to 18 into one of the equations, that is x plus 10y equal to 220. That can be rearranged and written as x equal to 220 minus 10y, right? Let's substitute y equal to 18 into this equation such that you get x equal to 40. Now we can say that fixed charges is 40 rupees and charge per each kilometer is 18 rupees, right? So we are done with first part of the problem. The second part is how much does a person have to pay for traveling a distance of 25 kilometers, right? A distance of 20 charges for a distance of 25 kilometers can be written as x plus 25y, right? Now let's substitute x equal to 40 and y equal to 18 into this equation and simplify it so that you get answer 490. It means the charges for 25 kilometers is 490 rupees, or 490 rupees a person has to pay for traveling a distance of 25 kilometers, right? Let's learn about equations reducible to a pair of linear equations in two variables now. Let us take a look at an equation reducible to a linear equation first. We know that ax plus by plus c equal to 0 or ax plus by equal to c is the generic form for linear equation in two variables, right? Where x and y are variables, a, b, c are real numbers, and powers of x and y are positive integers. Please take a note of this. The powers of x and y are 1 and 1 respectively, right? A by x plus b by y equal to c is not a linear equation in two variables, x and y. The reason is that this particular equation can be written as ax to the power of minus 1 plus by to the power of minus 1 equal to c, right? If you observe, the powers of x and y are negative numbers. Those are not positive integers. For that reason, we say that this particular equation is not a linear equation in two variables. However, one can transform this equation to a linear equation. by assuming 1 by x equal to p and 1 by y equal to q. When you do that, a by x plus b by y equal to c can be written as ap plus bq equal to c, right? This particular equation, ap plus bq equal to c, is a linear equation in two variables, p and q. Please take a note of this. Now let's take a look at equations reducible to a pair of linear equations in two variables. And let's solve 2 by x plus 3 by y equal to 13 and 5 by x minus 4 by y equal to minus 2. For that, let's first transform these equations into linear equations in two variables, because we know how to solve linear equations, right? We learned about substitution method, elimination method, even graphical way of solving the equations, right? So first let's transform these two equations into linear equations in two variables. Let's assume that 1 by x equal to p and 1 by y equal to q. So when you substitute this into the first equation, that becomes 2p plus 3q equal to 13. The second equation becomes 5p minus 4q equal to minus 2, right? Now we can say that 2p plus 3q equal to 13 and 5p minus 4q equal to minus 2 is a pair of linear equation in two variables, p and q, right? So now let's solve these two equations using elimination method. To do that, the first thing we have to do is we have to make coefficients of a variable, either p or q, equal, right? For that, let me multiply equation 1 with number 5 and equation 2 with number 2. When you do that, you get first equation as 10p plus 15q equal to 65, and the second equation as 10p minus 8q equal to minus 4, right? When you observe, the coefficient of p in both the equations is same, that is 10, right? Now we can subtract one equation from the other to eliminate one of the variables, right? When you subtract, what you get is 23q equal to 69. It means q equal to 3, right? Now let's substitute q equal to 3 into one of the equations. That is 2p plus 3q equal to 13. That is rearranged and written as 2p equal to 13 minus 3q. When you substitute q equal to 3 into this equation, you get 2p equal to 4, means p equal to 2. Let's take a note of that. P equal to 2 and q equal to 3, right? Now we know that p is assumed as 1 by x, and we got value of 2 for p. It means 1 by x equal to 2. In other words, we can write it as x equal to 1 by 2, right? Similarly, we know p equal to 1 by y q equal to 1 by y equal to 3. Rearrange this equation such that you get y equal to 1 by 3, right? Solution to the given pair of equations, those are nonlinear equations. The solution is x equal to half and y equal to 1 by 3. Though the equations are not linear equations, we could transform those equations, or we could reduce those equations into linear equations and apply the methodology to solve those equations, such as elimination method here, right? Please take a note of that. I hope you like the video. Please give it a like and share it with your friends. Please subscribe to our channel for regular updates. Thank you.